That depends. My Ash has a pretty good win rate lately. Caitlyn is going better and better, but yeah, it's just that I want to. What I want to get out of the coaching session is I want to improve as a player, not necessarily on one champ or on a role, but more like game wise. I want to understand why I do certain actions and why I should not do certain actions. Should I prioritize? How do I learn from watching my own VODs? So I can like improve on like a regular basis. I want to set my goal to like Diamond One Masters next season. So I want to learn to understand the game better and to understand how I can improve and how I can make myself improve.
Right. Of course, of course. And of course, you know the formula I use is always, you know, we always look at the VODs and then we try and come up with these habits for you to work on, you
Yeah.
know, based off what we see. Usually it's like, you know, omega mistakes that happen again, right?
Yep.
Or like the most important pattern that you think or I think or whatever whoever's watching the VOD, whoever's improving, right? And then you make a habit to kind of work on that, right?
Mhm.
So okay, let's take a look. Which of these you want to start with?
Wait, there is this one game that I had a very good early. Normally my early is weaker. Wait, I have it on my op.gg. I think it's the. Let's see. Uh, is it the 14-6? No, it's the 5-8-11 Jinx. It's a yeah, it's a win, but I've like my early goes really well, and then when team fights hits against Remington, I just run it down.
Oh, okay. And what you know, not like Jinx specifically, but like overall, what do you think is like holding you back, or what do you think is like, you know, you need to work on the most? Like
Creating habits.
laning or
Yeah,
okay. Oh, just
laning.
creating habits. Okay.
Yeah, because when I'm like, I've got these days that I'm like on peak, like on point, and I make very little mistakes. And for example, when I play Jinx, I want to scale into the mid game, late game, go for like priority on both, go for mountains if they're available, because well, Jinx on mountains is kind of OP.
Mm-hmm.
So like I set like those goals that I would like to see. Oh, by the way, this is the only game with the camera on. Um,
Oh, no worries, no worries.
and yeah, but my lane phase, I often make mistakes in the early, and then I like get late to the mid game or late on my power spike.
Okay. Let's keep going. I want to see some
Action.
spicy stuff. Yeah. Some
Yeah.
action. So far, like the wave management's fine. You know, we just last hit. You could, you know, I was gonna say you could omega push, but I guess not in this lane, right? Because they have Ramus, so that's fine.
Yeah, and also my Kha'Zix is like on top side.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this. Nani, what's going on here? Monka S. We can talk about
So
this. What do you think?
yeah, so uh like my positioning is just bad. Like my supporters are like on the top side of the lane, like I should say that. And I'm like on the bot side and I just see Bard coming up. I dodge like every skill shot, but they still win the trade like big time.
So what's the problem? Is there a problem here? What do you think?
Yeah, I went for that 1 minion. I could have just let that 1 minion die, just get the XP of it.
Well, how do we know we need to let the minion die?
Well, if Brand is moving up like this, like they have priority in the lane.
Well, how come you can't fight? What's wrong?
Morgana
I don't know
doesn't
if you
have
see
back
it.
shield.
She has black shield, right? Look,
Oh, yeah, she does. Okay,
let's pick it up. See if you see it.
but she's not in a position to aid me or hit a bind. Oh, she missed binding.
Ah, how
Ah,
what were we focused on? How do we not know?
I was focusing on the last hitting the minions.
Yeah, you're just looking at this minion, right? So
Mm,
this is actually a common pattern you'll see a lot of times where sometimes you don't notice what your support is doing. So
yeah,
like he goes off to ward and then you die because they like 2v1 you, right? Or
yeah,
he goes
yeah,
to
yeah.
roam, or he missed a blitzcrank missed his hook, and then you're like, where's the hook in the middle of the fight, right? So that might be something we're looking at where you're like really focused on the minion,
Mm,
but you don't realize that your support is doing something or not doing something, right? Or they already missed something, right? So you can't actually fight because
yeah,
you're
if
like,
they
wait a minute, why they're just inting here, and then she's like, why is my Morgana not landing a bind, right? But she literally didn't have it, so that means
yeah,
you can't go for the minion, right? So that might be something we're looking at is, um, matchup. We're paying attention to the matchup,
yeah.
right? What abilities are these supports using? and that'll tell you what you can or can't do, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's almost like if she uses black shield, so you guys don't have it, and then they like flash on you, right? Something along those lines. Oh no, at the base because of it. Oh no. So yeah, what do you think? How would we create a habit there? Do you know the pattern for creating, or my formula for creating a habit?
Mr. Cannon. Well, maybe, yeah, like it's gaining information before you act.
What's the formula for making a habit?
Making a habit. I would say repeat. Like if I want to make a habit in real life, I just repeat things, or
Repetition is important, right? That's part of it. But the formula is like, oh, every time we do something, every time we do X, that's like the trigger, right? We do the new habit. That's like how we make it long term, right? So if you ever want to look at your replays and make your own habits, right? You want to make your own habits. You say, oh, okay, this is the new habit I want, and then this is the trigger I wanted in, right? So do you know what I mean by like trigger?
No, not necessarily.
Let me show you. It's the thing you do in game already. It's your current habit, basically. The thing you're already doing in game. Like, check it out. Okay, what's the trigger here? What's the thing that happened right before the mistake?
Yeah, the ability that I missed, that the Morgana. Yeah, that I missed the fact that mobility missed snare and doesn't have it up.
But what were you doing? Because you didn't notice that. Right?
Too focus on the minion.
You're focusing on the minion, right? So that's the trigger. We're focusing on minions in lane, right? So what's the habit you want to insert here? It's like every time you focus on a minion, do this habit. What's this habit?
Check the available spells.
Yeah, see, exactly, right? So you say, do you check what the supports are doing? Right? Sometimes ADC, right? And then you will notice you focus on the minion, you see a bind, you're like, what the hell, right? What's my Morgana doing? And then you have to back off, right? So that's kind of like the how we create this new habit is we have a trigger, we want to insert it in the thing that happens in game that you're already doing, and then you don't stop doing that thing in game. Of course, you still want to focus on minions. You just add this habit on top of it.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Okay.
So if it's a strong trigger, then yeah, this habit will kick in many times, right? Strong trigger being like, I want to flash in for a kill. That happened. That's usually a strong trigger, right? Or a last hitting. That's usually a strong trigger, right? Where you always want to do it in game, right? Yeah, and then exactly. you need to pay attention to the supports, right? So that would help you in this case. So let's say, for example, let's say we have this habit going, and then we fast forward, right? Until we see some PvP interaction, and we say, okay, every time you want these minions, check what supports are doing. So you want these minions, what is your support doing?
Yeah, holding river.
Yeah, so we're not really trying to do anything, right? We're just trying to push and run, apparently, right? Or you could just not push and let it freeze, right? Something along those lines, right? So always checking what supports are doing every time you look at minions, right? And that way you'll never miss. Never miss if she misses bind, and also you'll never miss the fact that Brand's walking up for poke, right? So that's kind of like the idea, but we don't know if that's like the main problem yet. So, but that's how we would form our. That's like a formula for fixing it, right? Exactly. Permanent fix. So, very nice, easy clap gank. She's level 5, so you could flash for it if you really want to. Never mind. Okay. All right, what do you think?
Well, I know Sai doesn't have flash because I pinged it that it was available at 10:30 earlier in the game. I typed it, so I analyzed this actually in game as well. I should have flashed instantly on it, but I forgot that Sai didn't have flash, even though I called it myself. And I realized like 30 seconds later, I was like, shit, if I was paying attention or not as focused on the wave, I should have just instantly flashed in because it was a free kill. And with the reset of getting Nosaya, I might have even been able to kill both of them.
So so what's the problem then? We need a what's the problem then? You say like not reacting fast enough, right? Something like that.
Yeah, not reacting, not realizing.
Okay, and you said there was something very important. You said, what were you focused on?
The wave.
So, what does that tell us for habit building here? What's a common theme?
What's a common? What do you mean?
Both times we're looking at like potential problems, right? Or I guess not even potential problems, but every time there's a problem, what the trigger is what?
Every time there's a problem, the trigger is what?
Yeah, like the problems you've been having.
Yeah, minions. And I have to focus on minions.
Yeah, to focus on minions, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we might be looking at like, oh, minion-based habit, based on the laning phase, right? Like every time you look at minions, you say, oh, what's the PvP situation like? You know, ganks and supports and everything like that, right? Because a lot of times, if you're too focused on minions, then you can't play the game, right? But okay.
This could very well be the fact why I lose lane a lot.
Yeah, so focused on the minions, you get done zoned, right? Like check this out, right here. I don't know if you know what's going on the map here, but you want to push these minions. Okay, what's the potential problem here?
Rammus gang.
And then he just showed top. So are we good or what?
Yeah, he just showed the tops are good, except for the fact that top laner might have teleported.
Yeah, maybe TP, right? So we should play super cautious, right? Because he has TP, maybe TP. We don't know. So that's the thing. Those are the things we want to check for, right? Every time we look at minions, we're always looking at the PvP stuff, and then you see like 2 people top, we're good to go, right? Yeah. You see how fast it is? I have the same habit right now, or I already have that habit. I want to hit the minion. I look at the map. I saw 2 people top. We're good to go,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
okay.
that's what you want to build, or one of the habits you might want to build. Oh, this might be griefing, right? Okay. Nice try, Morgana. He's 1 minute away from stopwatch, right? So that was griefing. Not your fault, right? What do you think?
No, not necessarily. I tried to stay on a safe route and.
Nothing you can really do there, right?
Yeah, I tried to stay on a safe distance.
What do you think about this?
Well, yeah. So I wasn't sure if it was gonna hit me, so I healed for the movement speed buff. But I think if I wouldn't have healed, I would also make it out. But then again, sometimes the hit boxes are not exactly as stable as they should be.
You're losing here, I'm pretty sure, right? I thought she was gonna flash for it, honestly. I thought you were donezo. How are we stuck in this spot where we felt like we had to heal? What's the problem? Yeah, do you see? It's the same thing 3 times. Right?
Yeah,
this is how you know there's a pattern.
Flash, so that's why, because she doesn't have flash for another minute.
What if she has heal?
I think she used heal when Brand got snared.
And then even if she doesn't have flash or heal, what are we trying to do here? How can you ever get this minion without getting donezo, right? How can you ever win this, basically?
I can't.
I literally can never win this, right? No, so this is
like full mana bar.
Yeah, like there's nothing to do here. Like you're not really baiting anything. You're just dying. You just get the minion and die, or you don't get the minion and you die, right? So it's just like, oh, it just doesn't make sense here, right? So what's a good habit we can look at for what's the obvious trigger, I guess?
Well, it's literally 3 times the same. Look at what they've got available before I go for that minion.
Well, do it in like the formula way. Like every time X, do Y.
Yeah, every time I want to last at a minion.
Yeah.
Check minimap or abilities.
Yeah, like check the PvP stuff, right?
Yeah,
like even now when you're like killing minions, I'm like, oh my god, is this TP and are they hiding this bush, right? Like, did they just ward this, right? So that's all. And then like how many people we have? 3v3, right? So that's like the speed at which it's not that, oh, we just randomly get all this information, right? It's all habits built up from the ground, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to like be better at. Just habits to check everything, because that often gets me killed.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the process, right? Every game you always want to be working on a habit, right? Usually people can do like 1 habit a game. So whatever you think is the most important, but you literally work on this habit like 10-20 games in a row until it's perfect. You can't help this, I think. Yeah, there's no way. Even if you stop your base, you have no mana, right? So
no, because I also called it like bot lane is coming.
They're doomed. They're doomed. Your jungle's griefing. It's okay. Sometimes it'll be like that, right? Okay, fast forward. Okay, let's keep going. But looks like so far the habit is, you know, every time you want to kill minions, look at the PvP, right?
Yeah. Look what's going to happen in PvP wise.
Nice ulti, by the way. Very nice. Smart casted, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. And then push, and then dragon, right? Good.
Yeah, because we're gonna try to kill Saya.
Good. This is a really late dragon. We
Yeah,
can talk about this.
What
do
the
you think?
point is they were with 3 persons and both bot laners died. Rammus is top lane, so I expect them to start Baron instantly with the 3 of them, while I can get platings and gold lead as an AD carry. However, they apparently wanted me to be there while Twisted Fate and Morgana are both on 75% health and Kha'Zix has Smite available. So
What do you
this
think?
is kind of a point. Yeah, like, should I group with them? Because I thought they would easily get it with the 3 of them, because Rammus was still topside at this point that we called it, and botlane was still dead.
Yeah, take a look. What do you think? Check it out. So, you say Rammus is topside, the bot laner is dead, and you're like, oh, TF should be able to just do it with them, right?
Yeah, with the 3 of them.
What is TF doing? What do you think?
Well, TF is getting mid priority, pushing.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Is that important?
To be honest, normally it is not in this scenario because we have the bot lane priority plus the jungler's topside.
Wait, so you're saying it's not important because if he just comes to dragon, that's better, right?
It depends on how big the wave is, but if I look at the minion,
it's a normal wave, right?
Yeah, it's like colliding in the middle of the lane, so he could have just grouped.
So if he goes to dragon and then Vel'Koz pushes, is there a problem?
Yeah, Vel'Koz gets 1 plating and gets mid priority.
Oh, he's not gonna get I don't think he's gonna get a plating, but TF is gonna lose a wave, right?
Yeah, okay. The wave clashes into his turret.
Yeah, so don't you think he needs to pick that up?
Yeah, okay. He can clear it fast and then go dragon, but that delays the dragon again. Okay, yeah.
All right. So it's like, oh, and then you also want to plate. So which is more important? Because someone has to be here.
Yeah, then mid lane is definitely more important because
he needs a wave. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, oh, he needs the wave. You got 160 gold, but he also gets like, what is it? What's 1 minion wave worth? Like 130, something like that, right? But XP as well, right?
Yeah.
So,
I get like 320 gold and he gets XP and like 150 gold, I believe.
And Kha'Zix Morgana, they can't kill it fast enough, right? Because you thought they could kill it fast enough, but what's going on? Check it out. Now you know that, oh, their Vel'Koz and jungle are just running straight, right? They literally ran straight, right? And now we have now it's like becoming a super fiesta, right? So this is the idea of tempo. How much time do you have to do something? How much time do you have to do something after you win in the early game? What do you think?
Yeah, so you should have just let this wave collide into the turret and instantly go for dragon.
Yeah, you pick one thing. You can't pick like 5 things, right? Because
exactly.
You're like, mid priority, I want plates, I want 2 plates, and I want dragon. How long do you think that'll take?
Yeah.
Takes fucking forever, right? Well, you could say like mid priority and plates are happening at the same time, but then you guys do dragon afterwards, right? So you're really cutting it close in terms of timing.
Mid priority plus dragon at the same time, so.
Yeah, exactly. So you see how it's taking forever. So you need to pick one. You can't pick it all, right? And the reason, I mean, like even in like you're not wrong in that. Oh, I thought you think you can try for multiple things. Go for it. If you think this is like you think you can go for multiple things, that's totally fine, right?
Yeah.
But if things go wrong and you're like, holy shit, what happened? Then you need to go back and revisit the idea because this should always work since you guys are winning, right?
Yeah, and that's what that's exactly what I want to learn. Like, if I would rewatch this VOD without you, I would also be able to. I would also like to be able to analyze that play. And I was like, okay, what was the better option? Like, both options were successful because we still got dragon, but what was the most benefit?
Yeah, this looks doomed to me, right?
well,
Their top laner TPs, and it's like, oh fuck, we're screwed, right? So I would say, hey, see, I've seen this before, so I would know that. Oh, you have time to do one thing, and I'm not gonna change that unless it's super exception, like jungle can solo it by himself or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so
okay.
I would, it's the habit is you have time to do one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you learn that by like, oh shit, there's a disaster when you try do more than one thing. I mean, you've seen this before where you get an ace and then you're like, you guys do dragon and then you push mid and then you base and then enemy team does baron, right?
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, that happens so many times, right? So you're like, oh, okay, you don't have time to do multiple things. You have time to do one thing, right? It's usually how it goes. So that's like a habit you could look at too. Is once you guys have won, what's the one thing you want out of this, and then you go home and then you reset, usually, or you hide in a bush somewhere, something like that.
What's the most valuable play?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then once you do that enough times, it should be like super obvious, right?
Yeah, okay, because now it was more luck than actually going for it that we actually gained the dragon plus the wave.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't orchestrated, right? Or you did kind of orchestrate it, but it wasn't exactly clean, right? You thought you could get everything, so and you went for it, right? So it works. So just keep doing it until it doesn't work, and then you're like, oh shit, what went wrong?
Yeah, okay.
And you'll notice that okay, if top has TP, why you guys trying to do something like that is doomed. That's a classic one. Like for example, taking inhib, and then you guys stay in their jungle and they TP behind you. I mean, I've seen that before, right?
I also seen that in professional play.
Yeah, that's how you want to see. That's the pattern you want to see here. Monka S. Can you really 1v2? Ooh, you're insane. The R flash, dude. Is this montage play? Let me watch this again. Is this? Oh my. Dude, flashing the Zaya Q. Very nice.
Yeah, no, don't crit.
Let me watch this damage. My god, that crit. You're insane. That was really good. 10 out of 10. Looks like mechanics are not a problem, right?
No, definitely. That's the whole thing. When I'm on Jinx, I should say that. When I play Ashe or Kate, it's like, it's not as comfortable.
Not as familiar.
Yeah, exactly. That's just the fact that when I play Saya or Jinx or Kaisa, I know how these champions work, and well, Caitlyn, I also know how she works because of your insane clips. But yeah, pulling it off myself is just. So now we're getting at this point that like Rammus is definitely getting becoming a problem. And trying to respect him, and this goes very well for like 30 minutes of the game, and then it's literally just like Rammus and Remington against me, and I believe it was Kha'Zix. I was also fed. Wait, where is the here's the game? Yeah, I think it was also like Kha'Zix. And we're like, yeah, it just stalls and I make mistakes and I can't close out the game, and I wonder if I can do something better.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think is happening here?
Well, Morgana got caught out by Rammus rolling into her. Twisted Fate's bot lane does have ult available.
So you know, what's the situation looking like?
Well, we're not able to steal Dragon against Remington and Rammus.
Yeah. So the rift, right? So
Rift, sorry.
what are you guys trying to do here?
I try to pick him off. I don't know. I skirmish. I
Yeah,
don't know what
okay,
the
yes,
goal is, but
yeah. So yeah, that's part of the problem, right? It's like, what's going on here? All right, let's say a fight breaks out. How many people are on each side? We always start with numbers, right?
Yeah, two on left, one on me. So if they're doing me, I'm instantly dead.
No. Think of it in terms of like how many people at the team fight.
Oh yeah, what we know is 4 at least of them. So we're always in a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, you always go worst case scenario, right? They have 5 people, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check.
And then you guys have 4 people. So in a 4v5, what are you realistically trying to do here?
Back off. Or realistic? Yeah, we're trying to pick them off, but
okay, you can try and pick them off, right? So you say, okay, if you try and do anything other than pick them off, that's how you know there's a problem, right? In this kind of play, right? If you're like walking in and then you're like trying to hit them, okay, there's a problem, right? Because now they're like flashing on you or some shit, right? So and now it's uber doomed. Oh no, oh god, you guys are all dying, right? So you see how like it's not really like what's it called? This is like a perfect example of how do you make a habit out of this? What do you think? You figure out what the problem is, you figure out what the trigger is, and then you come up with a habit to fix the problem, insert that habit on top of your trigger, right? So what do you think? Try and come up with it yourself. What's the trigger here?
Well, the trigger is that we're trying to fight him on Herald.
Yeah, you're trying to fight. What's the problem?
That they're always outnumbered because we have 1 dead and they have none deads. And Fate is not in range yet, so before he channels in, it's always too late.
So how do we fix this? How do we fix this problem?
Before we engage, or before we try to fight or skirmish, look at the minimap, look at the number advantage.
Perfect, right? So every time you try and fight, how many numbers, right? So you saw how like the instant I saw Morgana die and you try to fight for this Herald, you know, it's pretty obvious to me, right? Because I do this habit literally every single fight, every single game. So if you do that like 1,000 games in a row, it's gonna be a permanent habit, right? That's what you're looking for, right? Yeah. How can we build this permanent habit? So if you're looking for like a map awareness habit, you work on this every single game, then your map awareness becomes godlike, and then now you have a permanent habit. So that's like what you're looking for, right? Is how can you build a long-term habit? what you did just now is exactly how we do it, right? We have a problem, we have a trigger, make a new habit to fix the problem, stick that new habit on the trigger, right? So every time you see a fight happen, how many people? 4v5. You fight, it's doomed, right? That's all I need to know. Easy. I don't even have to watch, right? You guys it's just FF, right? There's no way to win this. So
what's the trigger?
Yeah,
What's
the trigger, the problem,
and then how to solve it, or
yeah. Oh, you can do it this way. Okay, what's the problem? Yeah. What's the habit to fix it? And then what's the trigger that you want to insert it? The place where you want to insert it. So remember, it's like you're not really building it out of nothing. It's already building on top of what you already have. Like here, your habit is I'm gonna help no matter what, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
so
I want them to make a mistake so we can get a lead. But
yeah,
it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's like it's like building a tower, right? Like this is the first building block. Oh, I want to go fight, right? So we put a block on top of that says, oh, check the map, look for 4v5. What are the numbers like before you fight? And then another building block after that would be like play differently if it's 4v5 or whatever, right? But that's kind of how it starts. It doesn't really come out of nowhere, which is why the trigger part is really important. This is the part that I think me and like pretty much most players miss. That's my philosophy, at least. Is they say I need to look at my map more because I keep dying to ganks. They'll know what the problem is and they'll kind of try and figure out how to fix it, but they don't have a trigger. So what happens is
that's my problem as well. Yeah, that's exactly my problem as well.
Yeah, 3 months later they have the same goddamn problem, right? Like let's say for like a few days they don't die to ganks ever again, and then fast forward like a week or two, it's like they have the exact same problem. It's because nothing was ever fixed, right? You need a strong trigger and a strong habit on top of it to make it permanent, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my problem. Like whenever I die, I'm like, damn, we shouldn't have done that. It wasn't arbitrary at the start.
Yeah. It never gets fixed, right?
So it's what's the problem? What's the habit to fix it? What's the trigger we want to implement into the game?
Yeah, exactly. Also, they're griefing here.
How do
we know?
Like,
how do I know they're griefing here?
Wellington is currently top.
Boom, instant, right? Fight's about to break out. We look at the map, 5v4, easy. We don't have to do anything. Easy, right? You see how that works?
I really have to just play like 10 games and just focus on. Like, even 10 normal games and just focus. Okay, before I do something, check minimap.
Yeah, and now what does it look like? Oh, okay, now it's 5v5. He's TPing in, right? So now we play like it's a 5v5, easy, right? So you see, it's just these habits literally built up. Like you don't have them yet, but you will. You can see how fast I can do it, right?
And do you just focus on one thing and like per game? For example, if I would like try to become a better player now, it's like, okay, first thing I'm gonna implement is try to create the habit that I check my minimap before I go for a minion.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't give a shit about anything else. Everything else, I don't care, right? Everything else you just play normally.
Okay.
So don't get mad about anything else because you're not even working on it, right? That's you're mad if you didn't improve on what you were working on. That's when it's a problem and you're just playing the game, right? Like for example, here you missed your traps or whatever. I don't give a shit. Like if I was you, I wouldn't care. Sure, maybe in the future you would want to work on your mechanics and you don't want to waste your traps like that, right? Or something along those lines. But for now, we don't care. We only care about map awareness, right? I think that's a problem a lot of people get caught up with as well. Like, oh, I want to fix everything at the same time, right? But that's not realistic unless you're like a fucking Jesus, I'm like fucking God or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, we work on it one at a time, right? You can't work on like 10 different things. I don't think most people are not capable of that. I'm definitely not capable of that. I think the most I ever did was like 3 at the same time, working on 3 habits. It was like 1 laning, 1 mechanics, 1 team fight. That was really hard. Yeah, 1 at a time, unless you think you can do more.
Okay, so
don't worry about anything else.
What I've got now, I'm just writing down like the problems that I can try to create habits for, and so it's like map awareness, check minimap before engaging a fight, check the summoner/PvP scenario. And then like I just watch my own VODs and to find these mistakes, what's the problem, what's the habit to fix it, and
yeah, exactly. And then the trigger, we insert our new habit in. Right?
What's the trigger?
You take a look at this. Your team's fighting, right? Oh, you want to fight? What's the habit?
Yeah, check minimap. Check PvP scenario.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
Wellington, Jax's top side.
Jax's top side. Yeah. So how many people are here?
Well, basically 2.5 if you would count TF in, but yeah, we don't.
TF is here. You can ulti, right?
Yeah, worst case scenario 4v5.
Yeah, 4v5. Agree. Until you see Jack's TP, it's a 4v5, right? That's exactly how I'd see it, right? So, if you opt into this, it's griefing, right? Unless you kill him instantly, which is what you guys are doing. So now you're good to go, right? No problem. Now we can keep going, right? You see how that works? Where it's like I don't care about any of this that's happening on the screen as long as if I was working on my map awareness habit, as long as my map awareness habit was good, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So miss my art.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless you are specifically working on that. Then it matters, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Then you're like, oh shit, what am I doing, right? I'm supposed to be working on that. You can't kill this guy, by the way, because TF has no ulti, right? You see how that works, right? What am I watching? Interesting. But you see how that works, right? It's like, oh, how do we know you can't fight this? Oh, isn't it just 2v3, right?
Yeah.
2v3, 2v4. So it's not like what's it called? It's not like you didn't get away here. You did it. You got away here. It's more like, oh, there's a problem here because, you know, it's the same. You had the same problem where you didn't even know if you're gonna get away here or not, right? And in fact, if Zaya has flash and goes for you, you're not getting away here, right? Or you baited Kha'Zix into dying here somehow, because you're like too far forward, right?
Yeah, that's also something I sometimes forget. Like in lane phase is like a 2v2, 3v3. I'm like, okay, Zaya doesn't have flash or he doesn't have ult. But then on a team fight, I'm not considering there are summoners. Like, oh, wait a minute, if he has flash, he could have, like, for example, Renekton, E flash W.
Yeah. They always have flash unless you time it, right? So
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's something I also need to like work on. Well, not forget about. Let me just put it down.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. How important is that? So you put that on the back burner until it's very important, right? I did not worry about that until I was challenger, and everyone has flash, and I'm like, fuck, all right, time to work on. Everyone has flash now, right? But you see how like I think it wasn't a problem until it didn't become a big problem until, you know, it happened multiple times, right? Don't worry about it unless it happens literally every game. Then it's like, oh shit, okay, we gotta fix it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, having this team fight.
Well, Jackson and TF are going like for the backline. TF ulting in, I think.
Is that the problem here?
Well, I didn't respect Renekton.
How come?
Out of position. I literally was just in front. My whole team backed off, and I just stayed to hit Rammus.
And why are you out of position? You stayed to hit Rammus, right?
Yeah.
So the problem was what?
Greed.
Yeah, you could say that, right? Like all you want to do is kill this guy while this Renekton's walking you up, right?
Yeah, to get the reset and then just guide the rest of the team. But yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay. How do we fix this? What do you think? Or is this even a problem? Do we care? Does it happen often?
Yeah.
Does this happen often too?
Well, yeah, of course I would care, but we're not working on that habit right now.
No. Is that a habit you would want to work on? It doesn't have to be, right?
Not necessarily. It's well, if I before engaging in a team fight, but it's literally just what I just said. Like I don't respect certain summoners.
Wait, they didn't flash on you though.
No, that's what I mean. Like, but they could have.
Oh,
and then
I mean,
W taunt was I cleansed both of them, but I just can't guide it, so I didn't respect the opponent champions.
Right, but how does that fix the problem? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the habit to fix it?
Well, acknowledge the situation and just back off.
So you see how you're like, it's like that's not the. How can we make this into like the habit formula, right? Essentially.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying here? Like this, like you take a look at this, and you say, "Oh, I should just backed off." That doesn't do anything for you, right? When you're doing VOD review, it's like, "Oh, what were you trying to do here?" I mean, weren't you trying to get a reset, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get the reset of Rammus. That's what I wanted to do.
Let's say in another team fight, this is like 5 health Soraka, and there's no Renekton here. You're gonna do the same thing, but it works.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You see what I mean? So it's like, oh, it doesn't make sense to just say every time they're low, I'm gonna back off. That doesn't make sense, right?
No. Okay, but
so it's like the how do we make a habit here? Like this is for practice, I guess.
Well, look at the champions that I'm facing. No, I don't really get it.
Okay, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that I'm going for a kill. That is basically impossible.
Okay, then how do we what's the habit here? To insert.
Well, yeah, just the fact that I have to acknowledge the fact that they're champions. I can't kill them at this point, so I have to back off.
How do you know you can't kill them?
It's Rammus with like probably like armor items, W. I'm walking up with no flash, no heal.
Right, right.
Only
So it's like,
cleanse.
oh, you can't kill that. What you know? If you're not sure you can kill them, we back off. Would be the habit, right?
If I would have backed off, waited 5 seconds, I could have ulted him.
So what's the trigger?
Yeah, look at my options before.
No. What's the remember? What's the trigger here? What's the trigger?
Don't know.
What were the other triggers before? This is like the hard part about the habit, right? What was the thing you were doing right before the mistake, essentially?
What, gain a minion?
Right? Okay, in this case, what is it?
Going for a kill.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's the most basic thing, most basic urge. I want to kill this guy. So,
Yeah.
what's the combo here? How do we put it all together?
Well, the problem is the fact that I overstay for greed and die.
Do it like the every time you want to go for a kill, insert this new habit. What is the new habit?
Check the PvP scenario.
What was the problem? You told me what was the habit you said to fix the problem? You literally just told me, right?
What, my abilities?
You said something very important.
I'm mixing it up now. You have to help me.
What's the problem here?
I can't. The problem is that I can't kill him.
You can't kill him. So the habit was, if you can't kill him, back off, right?
Yeah.
So now put it all together.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to get a kill.
Yeah.
But I can't kill him, so I should back off.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you say,
okay, now I got it.
Every time you're trying to kill someone, say, oh, can I kill him? Can I actually kill him? And then if you can't, okay, don't run it down for it, right? Yeah. So you see how like that would fix the problem, instead in terms of, oh, now you replace this with Soraka. Oh, I can kill him. Let's go, right? Versus this is like allow you with GA, right? Yeah, oh shit, this is not gonna work.
This is not guaranteed. This is
yeah, exactly. It's not gonna work. Okay, back off, right? You see how that works? Where that's the thing with the habit is it's supposed to fix any situation where this happens, not just like, oh, sometimes if it fixes like you can't have like we just always back off because it's gonna be different champions, different team fight next time, and you're not gonna back off next time, right? No. It's still, of course, you're gonna keep going, right? So what's the difference between all these situations where it looks the same but it's not the same?
I can't kill the one that I'm chasing.
Exactly, right? So it could be like, oh, can you kill this guy? And then you can get a reset. Now you can plan off a reset, right? Flash over or hit him or QSS or whatever. But you literally can't kill him. All this doesn't do anything. This doesn't make sense now, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, so that's see how like the habit forming process there, right? It's never just like, it's not like back off or whatever. It's like, oh, go as simple as possible. Doesn't matter if it's Rammus or Malphite or whatever. You literally can't kill him. Back off, right? We want to kill him. We literally can't do it. Can't do it, right? Gotta back off. So, Last Whisper is really smart here too, by the way. I was gonna say, you need a Last Whisper now. So, good. Let's keep going. Okay, let's watch this. Is this 4v5? Anyone? What do you think?
Yeah, until Jackson TPs.
Yeah, you see how fast? This is, right? Oh, okay, now it's 5v5. We're good to go. Oh, we're dying though. So what do you think?
Yeah, well, they just shit on us because Jax isn't there. 4v5.
Jax is coming.
Yeah, but he's way too late.
How's that too late?
Because we were already bursted out and like. Also, my position was pretty bad.
So if he TP'd half a second earlier, this whole fight would have been different.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, he was able perhaps like to stop Vel'Koz or stun someone.
Okay, let's say he stops Vel'Koz. Do you still die?
Yeah, I still die.
You still die for sure, right?
Yeah.
If Vel'Koz is always flashing over the wall, right? So we know the problem isn't really Jax TP. That doesn't really
fix anything. Positioning is a problem.
Yeah. So, you know, what's the how come it's a problem here? Like, what's the problem here?
Wait, the real problem is literally me having a bad position.
Here, this is bad.
I should have run further away before re-engaging the fight again after.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. That's exactly what I would do, right? So,
And I put my traps down. Yeah, okay.
all right. So what's the problem then? It's like, oh, we
I
needed
stayed for the
to, yeah, we stayed to keep going or something like that.
Yeah.
So what would be the habit to fix this?
What would be the habit to fix this? Get the reset back off, and re-engage the fight. Get a better positioning.
Right? And how come you need to know you have to back off?
The fact that Brand, Velcos, and Sai are moving in without Jax being there yet.
Right. But make it less champion specific.
Renekton's on my ass.
No, less champion specific. I want. It doesn't matter what these champions are. I want you like a general statement.
Okay, so a general statement. I'm vulnerable for everybody. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, let's say this is a fizz.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm vulnerable for all the opponents.
Okay, yeah, we're vulnerable from all the opponents, right? So, problem is, what we're not when we're fighting and we're killing someone. You kept going when you're still vulnerable from other champions, right?
Yeah, so I need to kite back, or run away and then peel or whatever.
Right. Until you're like safe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You need to kite until you're safe, or you need to run until you're safe, and then you can come back, like you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the what's the formula here? What do you think?
So yeah, the problem is that I overstayed on a bad position. How to fix this is to acknowledge the fact that I have to run away after getting the kill. But I don't really know what you mean with the formula. Like it's the habit trigger problem thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Remember, when you're watching your own VODs and you have to come up with this yourself, this is what we're trying to practice, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to understand. Yeah. So what I should have done differently is get the kill, back off to a better position, re-engage the fight.
Yeah.
Because then it will also be 5v4 because Jax will also be there.
So how do we make that a habit?
Every time I get a secure reposition, or like search for the best position.
Right? Or yeah, you can say that, right? Or that sounds fine to me, right?
Yeah, stay on like max range from the closest target.
Yeah, that sounds good to me too, right? So every time we're like we get a kill or we need to kite it out, we need to make sure we're safe, right? Every time, they're like super hard engaging on us or something like that, right? Whatever you want to come up with, honestly.
It's so black on white, right? But it's hard to like read towards the basics.
Right. But here's the thing: is that let's say you do this every team fight, it should be clean after like 50 team fights, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem. Yeah. So that's the goal here, right? So whatever you want to work on, we just want to make sure you know how to come up with the habits in your VOD review. Isn't that what you said? Right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to do this on your own, right? So that's kind of like the process. So for me, I'd be like, oh, okay. Every time they're like trying to hard engage on us, I'm out. I need to be safe before I hit anyone, right? So we're kiting out the whole time, right? We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Right?
So you just keep running before you have until you find like that safe spot to turn around.
Yeah. I won't even ulti, to be honest. I'm like, yo, I need to get out, right? I'm always prioritizing. We need to be safe first. Right?
Safe first.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'd be doing there. But sure, whatever you think works, right? That's always the most important part too. If someone tells you, hey, this is better, and you're like, I don't think so, never take their word for like granted, never like just straight up believe them, right? You need to come up with your own idea, otherwise it's like
well,
it doesn't make sense.
But yeah,
it doesn't really make sense. So okay, we need to run. Good. Fast forward. Yeah, you got TP'd on, right? Okay, nice. We're out.
Think so.
Dragon. Wait, where are you going? You can't backdoor.
I'm just pushing the wave so they.
Okay, that's good. To make them scared that you're gonna backdoor, right?
Yeah, and that saves our in it.
Nice. Okay, let's watch this.
Not necessarily that. We also got to pick on Ramos on top side.
Monka ass. You just walk next to Renekton there. Oh, nice. G8 her.
Yeah, that's why I put the trap star, because he just moved there, and I thought he would back stab us, but he didn't. So I got vision on him.
Wait, you're dead here, right?
No, I could have Q'd that flash if he would actually engage on me.
Okay, I mean, if you're ready for it, yeah. but I think your mouse tells us otherwise, right? You're not ready for it, right?
Okay,
Because
true,
you're looking at Zaya here, right? So you're not wrong in that physically you can debate. It's physically possible. But here's the thing: is that if you don't have these habits in place, it's not gonna work, right? People say that all the time, like, "Oh, I could have just Zanya'd or whatever," but they weren't watching for the ability, so no, they couldn't really have Zanya'd, right? Physically they can, but mentally they're not prepared, right?
Yeah.
Also, this is a 3v4, by the way, if you don't know. So if you guys are trying to fight this, it's doomed, right? So
yeah, I get that position. I need to burn both my summoners.
Yeah, exactly. Is this the same thing as the map awareness, or what?
PvP scenario. Check the map
Same
real quick.
thing. Yeah. Anytime you want to fight, right? It's the same. It's gonna be the same habit. So
I've got two major problems that I can practice on right now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you see how interesting it is all you really need is 1 or 2 replays, right? Because we know you play the exact same way every game.
Yeah, and I'm like, this game is a really good game, like personally, as in I played pretty well mechanically wise, and we won the game, but I just make so many mistakes in this game. That's why I wanted to like watch this one first.
Yeah, what do you think happened here?
Well, I just came too close, or like 2 allies next to the Zhonya target. I could have just let them pick up the kill and get my assist.
Right? How come you're too close?
Hold on, let me check.
But the problem is that you're too close, right? How do you fix this?
Yeah, check position with the opponents.
Is that how you fix it?
Stay at max range.
Yeah, stay at max range with rockets, right?
Yeah,
so you're not too close, right? So, what's the habit here? What's the trigger here? You wanted to help hit these guys, right?
Yeah.
You wanted to kill this guy, and then what do we insert habit here? What is it?
Stay on max range, safety first.
Yeah, safety first, right? So you just walked into Renekton here, right? It's doomed. Nothing you can do. You just die, right? You can say like, oh, you can also say like, oh, I should have QSS correctly, but I think that's not as I don't think that's the problem here, right? I think the problem, you're not even baiting Renekton. You're just like, you didn't intend to bait Renekton here, right? You're just dying here. So it's like different levels of let's say like you're a higher elo, you're like challenger, and we're like, oh, I'm baiting Renekton on purpose. Then it's a mechanical problem, right?
Do you watch your own VODs with checking your death timers and check the okay?
Yeah, of
what's
course.
the problem?
Right? So let's take a look at this. Let me see. Oh, I remember this one. Check it out. Okay, this one's not a problem, so sure. Look at this. Oh, okay, I remember this. Here we go. Check it out.
What is this? Plays.tv?
Yeah, I use Place TV.
Oh, you have to.
What do you use to record?
OBS?
Okay. I mean, either is fine, right? As long as you can see the game, that's fine.
That binding was so unlucky.
So, what's the problem?
Well, literally the problem is that Leona can get in range to EU.
Wait, that's the problem?
No, the problem is that you're too far in front.
How is that? Okay, so why is that a problem?
Oh, and also 2 people are missing on the map.
Huh? Okay. And so they're like 4-manning us, right?
Yeah.
And here I thought I was safe because I had a control ward, right? In the river. So we know that this is not good enough. So, how do we fix this?
As soon as your teammate pings, you should back off.
They're not gonna ping every game though, right? So that doesn't seem like a stable habit.
Yeah, true. Check the minimap yourself.
We already know there are 3 people missing. I already knew they were coming.
So, wait, the problem is the fact that you overstay? Or like
You could say that. Sure.
But
you could say the problem is, oh, I think I'm safe, but I'm not. Essentially.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
So like, oh, okay. The new habit is, oh, okay, there's 4 people, you're not safe. Right? You can't walk up. Something along those lines. So you can say the habit of form here is, hey, if it's ever 2v4, we need to run. We can't debate. Like I'm trying to debate here, right? There's no way this is ever gonna work. Right? So yeah, that'll be the idea. Is, oh, okay, every time they have insane numbers advantage, we just don't do anything here.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
True.
Versus I try to do something. I thought I could, for some reason I'll play this 2v4. I thought we were fine. They can't get here in time. But look how fast they are. Nidalee and Kiana. Kiana has Mobies, by the way, right? The classic. and literally has the river walking thing. It wasn't even close, right?
Yeah, and the animal spirit movement.
They can say, oh, okay. Now that I know that massive man advantage is too strong, right? So we shouldn't try and do anything if it's 4 people, right?
I feel so, like I feel so stupid when I'm talking to you, dude. It's not that I feel stupid, but it's more like you how do you say it? You made so many habits of your own.
Yeah, yeah.
So you recognize like a lot of mistakes, or like, oh, you should have done this, or you can create a habit out of this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that is why you are challenger and I am diamond.
Well, it's just all practice, right? So
yeah, exactly.
You can get there too. No worries. Right? It just takes some
dumb.
time, you know.
Yeah.
As long as it's the whole idea is, as long as you're making progress, you're doing good. The worst is like when you're not making progress, then it's doomed, right?
Well, yeah. If I see like the last time that we coached, those problems I created habits of, wave management and chasing kills. Okay, except for that, sometimes I still do it, but I like
got better, right?
Recognize it. Yeah, I recognize at least when I make a mistake. And wave management is something I try to do a lot of. And pro guides.com has like this wave manipulation. You have this ADC wave management video. So that's like, oh god, the ranked flash.
The classic. I already knew what was gonna happen here.
I should have guided like to the bottom.
How do we know? Well, to the bottom.
Yeah, like to the mid lane.
You think you can kill someone here?
No, I should have just run and say
we need to run, right? How come?
Well, because they got Baron.
I mean, that's not the first. No,
our team splits up. Morgana goes. Wait. Oh, we're 3v4.
You're 3v4, right? That's the first thing. First thing you look at is how many people. Right, 3v4. Okay. Is this 3v4 good? Not good enough.
They got Baron.
So I would not hit that, right? I'm like, yo, we need to get the fuck out of here. So of course he flashes on you, die, and you're like, oh, okay, I need to make sure it's a flash problem. It's not a flash problem though; it's a 4v5 problem, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're like, oh my god, you try to kill that guy, but it's doomed, right? And then Jack's TP's in here, so maybe he can save it now. Oh, TF TP's in here, so now he can maybe save it, but I guess not, right?
He just runs it
down. He just dies. So yeah, so you see how it's like, okay, looks like the number one pattern we're seeing is what in your gameplay.
Well, check the PvP scenario before engaging in a fight.
Yeah. Every time you want to go fight, how many people, right? Count how many people. So that seems to be number one. And number two is when it is 5v5, make sure you're at max distance, not dying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no! Oh no!
We're not gonna lose.
No, you flat. Oh no!
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Oh,
I got so mad. I got
so
mad. I don't know what happened, but I misclicked. I wanted
to flash. You wanted to flash and get a reset, but
I even clicked, but something went wrong.
You know, honestly, you just take your time here. You don't even have to flash, right?
Yeah, I could just
you just hit them or hit the Zyre, or you do whatever. You can do whatever there. Oh shit!
This was just panic to try to save the game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about this. Like, this is not something that happens all the time, right? So, unless it is something that happens all the time, then you want to worry about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the stuff that just rarely happens.
Yeah, it's funny because like we watch one game and there's there are some problems or some mistakes that are repetitive, but it felt like different for me. But if I watch it and you explain to me like, okay, what's the habit? What's like, go back to the first thing that went wrong. 4v5, 3v4.
Oh yeah, it's the number one thing that went wrong. Yeah. And don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like that in the game, and now I'm like, okay, I really need to watch.
That's just a matter of, what do you think is the most important, right? Oh, it feels bad. What do you think here? It's always going to be the same thing, right?
Max range.
Yeah, max range, right? This guy's on top of you and you're still trying to kill Rammus, right? So either you're like, oh, I need to get the reset off him because you think you can kill him, right? Or we just need to keep kiting, right? Like here, you like stopped the zap, right? You could literally right clicked away. You could have ran away, right? Yeah. Because you're super fast with Mercurials, but you're like trying to W him because you're trying to kill him. You see, I was like, oh, that's becoming a problem. Maybe we should work on that, right? Every time you're in a team fight, make sure you're safe before you're like trying to finish people off or something, right? So.
Yeah, that's why I die a lot later in the game. That's why I have a pretty high death average. I think I've got like 6.4 on Jinx.
Yeah. Then you keep dying trying to hit people. Okay, I got the inhibitor. It's probably not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not really worried about this. This is some late game theory stuff, right? They already had backdoor opportunity, unless you're like, I don't know.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. I just call TF ult in plus Jack's teleport.
Yeah.
That's how we win the game.
Okay, that's fine. Nice. Oh my god, you guys won! Nice! Okay, you wanna see any examples, or do you already know what that looks like?
Sorry?
You wanna see any examples?
Yeah, definitely. Like, holy shit, dude.
Let me see some stuff. Have you seen my more recent video about
Depends. I watch a lot of videos of you. I also watch a lot of clips.
It should be like the map awareness one. You remember that one?
Let me check. It's on your YouTube?
Yeah. It's the most recent educational one. I think that's really helpful for you right now.
Videos. Make you want to play. X challenge or ADC map awareness habit.
Yeah, that one.
If you can't do this, you have no eyes. That's so BM, dude.
Okay. Yeah, that's that one.
Yet. Okay.
Okay, that one's really good. I want to show you some examples here. Yeah.
Yeah, I saved the link.
Okay.
What was the you use Plays TV? No, what's it called?
Yeah, I use Plays TV.
So use .tv, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just writing this stuff down. Okay.
Okay. What do you think here? If a fight's about to happen, maybe hitting tower, I guess. Yeah. What's going on the map here?
Hey, you're breaking your own rule.
Don't
hit.
I'm testing.
Okay.
I made a mistake here.
Well, yeah, you have a level advantage, but I think you're getting lanterned in. Like enemy is lanterned in.
Yeah, right. The jungle's here,
backwards.
Right? Yeah. Right. The jungle's here, so someone's getting dunzoed, right? Unless you can outplay Flash Flay Lantern, right? So Nico died. Feels bad, man. Right? No way to outplay is Kindred, right? So that's like same map awareness habit here, right? Now what does it look like when it looks correct here? Let's see. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, check it out.
But you literally just baited him.
Yeah. So what happened?
Well, you were in a number advantage because mid lane had priority earlier.
Yeah. We had mid lane priority, right? So we had numbers. So what did I do?
Yeah, well, you literally just ended your ass. No, you just baited him.
I just ran it down to make a fight happen, right?
Oh.
So fight breaks out, who wins? Team with more people, right? Unless something disaster.
Yeah, you would say like, oh yeah, they're gonna. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see what you did there. You literally just handed over like what 2 kills to your team.
So it's like the same thing, right? Essentially, right? How about this one? What do you think? Fight breaks out, what happens?
Well, you're gonna like net flash towards the river. Jarvan bait Lucian Karma after chasing you. Jarvan Morgana gonna collapse on them.
Yeah, something like that, right? Literally, it's the same thing, right? It's just you have numbers, so it looks like you pretend to get caught or something, right? And then you just died because you have more people, right? That's about it. Easy, right? And then the only thing you have to watch out for is like exceptions to man advantage. Like
flash though.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He was dead
and then you stay on max range to be safe.
Yeah.
So you instantly you have that habit implemented as well.
Oh yeah, that's default. That should be like the first team fighting
default.
one.
Yeah, for you it's default. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that should be the team fighting habit you should work on. But like these are all like examples of what it looks like when you're doing it well, right? How about this one? I don't know if you can tell in this example here. Their top has no TP because it's Nasus. So what's gonna happen here? What do you think? Oh, I missed it.
Wait, 2v3, top lane has priority, could teleport in.
Oh, where's the scoreboard? Perfect. What do you think?
Yeah, Kali has teleport available.
Yeah.
Nasus cannot follow it. It's a 4v2 plus you secure dragon.
4v2. Where are you getting 4v2 from?
Sorry, sorry, 5v4 eventually if Talon would.
Ah, 5v4, right? And
Yeah.
I want to point this out because it's pretty interesting, right? So if you're wondering examples of how strong numbers is, this is how strong numbers is, right? Mid lane is literally 1 in 5, and jungle's like 0 in 4 or some shit, right? Does it matter? Not really, right? Numbers is king, okay? That's why I think that's a big thing you could work on is numbers, because this is just you can literally just win the game off this.
Yeah, but yeah, okay.
Just do this like 10 times in a row. Easy,
But
right?
I don't know if I should. If I see this play, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay, this is higher elo. Everybody has the same goal. Like, okay, we're
Right.
gonna commit to this fight. In my elo, it's everybody's herp derp. We go our separate ways.
Right. So how do you if there's a challenger at your elo, how would they coordinate lower elo teams? What do you think?
Communication, calling, pings.
Yeah, I would be like, hey, Scally, look, TP ward on, right? Or like
Yeah, okay.
spam ping mid lane, come. We're doing something, right?
Mhm.
Of course they're gonna come. And then people were always like, hey, how come they listen to Smurfs but not me? It's because the habit is, if I can tell them before it happens, right? You need to tell them before, but you can't tell them before it happens if you don't know it's gonna happen. So
And if it goes wrong, you analyze it in the VOD and you're like, oh, TP, top didn't TP in.
top didn't TP because XYZ reason. So now you know next time you call for TP, he's not TPing, it's because he's playing Nasus. Of course he's not TPing, right? That's one of them I learned. He's not coming. Nasus is not coming. His TP doesn't do shit usually.
He just
right?
wants to sit.
But if it's like Camille's coming every time, right? So yeah. So you learn from that, right? You always have like this theory, and then you go for it, and then you revise it based off what you think works and doesn't work, right?
But this is exactly like you want to create this PvP scenario. So you check summoners, opponents, and number advantage. I don't do these things yet, so this is like the advanced version of the thing that I still have to make a habit of.
Yeah. This is the advanced version of. We're not even. This is like step 3 or 4, right? We're on step 1, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can get to this point.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting to see what you can all. You literally press tab, watch the summoners, know it's Nasus, know that the number advantage is stronger than the 5-1 and the 4-1 Sejuani also. That kind of information and habit is just something I want to create.
Yeah, exactly. So all you have to do is start from the beginning, right? Which is, whatever. What do you think are the most important habits you're gonna work on after this?
Well, I currently have 2 written down. It starts with the map awareness, checking minimap before engaging a fight, checking the summoners, those champions, and the PvP scenario.
Well, I don't. Well, that sounds like too much, right? Remember, what's the formula? Without the formula, it's not gonna become a permanent habit, right?
So the problem is that I'm too focused on the minions, so I don't watch around the PvP scenario.
Yeah.
And
so every time you look at minions, what do?
Check the available abilities we have in lane. There's like the PvP scenario and minimap.
Yeah, exactly, right? Boom. Do that 1,000 times in laning phase. How many minions are there? You do that 100 times in lane, right? There are 100 minions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should be doing it 100 times, hopefully. Right?
Yeah, I've got this in like a different game. I don't know which one it is, but like I've got a double wave pushing it into my turret. My jungler and my support want to chase a 2v2 full HP, but they're already like near like their turret. So I stay for the 10 million, 15, wait, what is it, 12 to 13 million wave. And then they both die and blame me because their jungler comes as well, and it's a 2v3. I don't know which game it is, unfortunately, but
then they're just trolling, right? You have to backping and say, hey, their jungle's coming. This is usually what I do.
If I would follow that up, I would hit one of these opponent champions. There was like 6 mage minions, 6 melee minions, and a cannon minion.
So that happens a lot. Then next step becomes we started spam pinging the enemy jungler to know that to tell your team that there's a counter game coming, right? Yeah.
I try to understand how to create habits now. So you literally just search for the problem. You search for a way to fix it, and then you want to implement it. Like train on that specific thing until it's like habit and like second nature.
Yeah.
And then move to the next one.
Exactly. So it's like basically building your habits on top of each other.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, and then the out of lane one was, every time a team fight broke out, what's numbers, right? I think a really good easy way to do it is just keep everything simple, right? Because it is simple essentially. This is all fundamentals, right? There's nothing too crazy going on. It's just patterns that happen over and over and over and over again every game, right?
Yeah.
You can say like, oh, the game's different because it's 10 different champions, but it's not really, right? Like we know what's gonna happen before it happens. Like the whole Rift Herald thing, super obvious if you've seen this pattern before. Huh?
Did you create? I don't know if we don't remember if you like creating a video about making habits for every single game. Minions come in the lane every single game. Dragons are important every single game. Turret plating is a thing every single game. I think you called it in someone coaching. You're like pointing out the things that, all right, build lead. Don't kills are not guaranteed. Kills are optional, and then you have like goal advantage, roaming, ganking. I think you talked with like one of your coaching sessions about that. That also gave me a lot of information because now I prioritize. Okay, a full wave over one plate. What do I prefer?
Definitely the wave, right?
Yeah, definitely. And unless the play is like the last play, then gets me the turret. But well, that is not. That's a different scenario. So that's also something I try to adapt on. What's the most beneficial option for me to go to? But yeah.
So yeah, you think you can work on these habits in game?
Definitely.
And you think you can make your own habits now if you have to watch your replays?
Yeah, I think I will just require some practice and just break down everything as we did. Are you gonna upload this on YouTube as well?
Yeah, for you.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, private.
Do you mind if it's like? Oh, do you mind if it's public or only private?
No. You can put it public if you want to.
Okay.
I feel so stupid, but it doesn't really matter because it's like about creating habits. So it's really important. I think it's a really important aspect of people to improve.
Agreed.
So yeah, I definitely just gonna watch it back if I've got difficulties creating habits.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, right? Figure out how we created these ones here.
Yeah, exactly. Because we created two pretty big and important habits, and if I read it out loud, I'm like, this happens in every single game. Or well, 9 out of 10 games. So yeah, I can definitely start climbing more and creating habits.
Awesome. Then yeah, let me know how your games are going, right? And if you have like map awareness clips you want to send me where you're like doing it really well, and it's 4v5 and you're playing it well, definitely send it my way, yeah?
Will do.
Awesome. Yeah, good luck in your games. I'm excited to see how you can build this habit up. Let me know how it's going.
Last time it worked really well, so hopefully this time as well.
Yeah,
thanks so much, dude.
Masters next time, right?
Hopefully. It depends on the new patches.
Right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much, Saber.
No problem. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, same. Good night.